Hello and welcome to our social media marketing assignment presentation. Today we'll be walking you through our social media marketing plan for Northwater Brewing Co. My name is Anthony and I am presenting with Ryan, Lucas, and Zach. Here are the topics we will be covering today. The contents in this page outline the flow of the presentation. For numbers 1 through 3, we gathered data through what we learned in previous things that we can take into account for setting up our marketing strategy, social media audit, campaign analysis, campaign creation, content calendar, and the customer journey and content creation. Simulation takeaways. What worked were some of the strongest results from Instagram and Facebook. Reels, lifestyle visuals, and interactive content performed best using full budget, improved overall reach, and optimal posting times, more interactive posts, posting times to increase more clicks, and content that relates to them. Some of the challenge that we faced were inconsistent posting, low engagement in early rounds due to lack of platform research, and posting inconsistently, it really just hurt visibility overall. Some of the key takeaways that we learned from this was paid and organic outperforms organic only, and consistent posting schedule is crucial. Strong visuals outperform text-heavy posts. Now for the SWOT analysis. There's a lot of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I think a big thing is a threat is that there's a lot of competition in the area. I know Northwater Brewing Co., being one of only many breweries that actually produce own beer, I think gives that a strong local presence. Location being right on Water Street makes it convenient for customers. High quality beer using authentic ingredients, unlike most bars in Kent. A lot of bars in Kent use imported and domestic beers that they just bring in and sell. They don't have anything to do with making them and so forth. And some weaknesses: limited hours of operation. They're closed on Mondays and late openings on weekdays. They rely on external companies to show up to provide food, and isn't a great target market for the majority of Kent students. I think the food one is really big. Not having a lot of food can impact customers' decisions on coming to the brewery or not. But I think it also could be a good strength in high sense that maybe customers of these local food restaurants don't really drink beer, but they see them at Northwater, so they decide to go on out and maybe they end up liking it, and Northwater just gained another customer. Some opportunities in the area: crafting new beer flavors based on different seasons. That's a good part of being in Ohio, Northeast Ohio, and making your own beer. You can have different flavors based on the seasons, and opportunities to collaborate with more food companies to bring new customers in. Social media marketing goals. We would like to increase brand awareness by 25% over the span of 6 months. Be more present in the community by posting events that revolve around things happening in the area. Being involved in the community is a huge thing that people see as a great opportunity to collab with a brewery, especially if you're involved in the community. Maintain or have a higher reputation on Google. We currently have a 4.6 stars, so we would like to maintain that. And drive taproom traffic. Promote weekly specials and make notice in advance what food trucks will be present for the week. Use location tags and collaborate with influencers to showcase the scenery, to drive in traffic, and to create a cozy ambiance. I think a lot of bars around here don't really have that nostalgic or just cozy ambiance that really brings you in. And I think that Northwater Brewing does a great job at doing that, especially in different seasons. And boost community engagement. Create a post in hopes to use customer-generated posts with feedback. We found that having social media posts that the consumer can relate to is very impactful and makes them want to interact with it more than just some bland post.
So now we'll be talking about the marketing strategy and specifically the customer persona. So we decided to come up with the name for our customer persona of Active Andy. Active Andy is a 30 to 39-year-old young professional in Kent, Ohio. Works the standard 9 to 5 office job and earns around 45 to 65K per year. And they're really looking for a community of friends who will kind of accept them and share the similar interests that they have, such as running, having a craft beer, listening to live music, and attending social events. They live in like a one-bedroom apartment that's near Kent State, and they value kind of inclusive LGBTQ plus friendly spaces. They spend a lot of their money on experiences, and especially the ones that are really aligned with their personal values. They're willing to pay a lot more for craft beer with their friends, or a cause related event such as a donation for something or something with a cause. This individual is highly active on Instagram and TikTok, and they discover most of their weekend plans through local event pages through social media, whether it's scrolling through Instagram Reels or TikTok and getting an ad for a local, race or event or something. They often will sign up for something along those lines for their weekend plans. So the understanding of Active Andy can really help Northwater Brewing kind of create a community driven experience that will also build lasting loyalty overall. Our marketing strategy positioning statement that we came up with is Northwater Brewing provides Active Andy an inclusive space to connect on social media with highlighted community events, social gatherings, and has a focus on being active. This offers a break from the daily stress of life and a place where everyone can feel welcome. So this is kind of just the way we wanted to position ourselves by summing it all together and kind of putting a pinpoint on who Active Andy is and how we can really take advantage of him and market towards him.
First off, our goal is to aim our Instagram following by spring 2026, doubling the follower amount by consistently posting social media posts. And to guide this goal, the group analyzed three major competitors: New Belgium Brewing, Deschutes Brewery, and Sierra Nevada Brewing. Each competitor displayed a mix of strong and weak social media posts. The most successful posts across all these companies emphasize community involvement, such as hosting events that attracted both regular and new audiences. Examples included fitness-related gatherings, concerts, and community-focused activities that broadened their reach beyond traditional beer drinkers. And behind-the-scenes content also performed well, helping customers connect with the brewing process and the atmosphere of each brewery. In contrast, the less successful posts typically involve straightforward product promotions and lacked audience interactions. Posts without questions, storytelling, or engagement opportunities saw lower performance, and infrequent posting schedules negatively impacted visibility. And from these findings, the team identified clear strategies for Northwater Brewing Company, which put a focus on audience engagement rather than direct selling, highlight community and brewery culture, and maintain consistent posting schedule mirroring the practices of these top performing breweries. Our campaign analysis we did on the Death of Duo by Duolingo, and this campaign succeeded largely because it leveraged the platform's already iconic mascot and delivered an unexpected storyline that captivated both users and non-users. Since the mascot is widely recognized across social media, it made this death immediately attention-grabbing. The campaign unfolded through multiple storytelling elements, such as an announcement, a mock funeral, and a resurrection challenge that created an interactive experience that encouraged users to complete lessons not just for learning, but for a communal bringing Duo back. The sense of shared participation and emotional investment resonated strongly with audiences, including many who did not actively use the app but were drawn in by viral narrative. The owned media platform played a major role in driving the campaign. Duolingo activated all its social media channels, such as TikTok, X, YouTube, Instagram, and all of its in-app notifications, graphics, and icon changes. These tools help maintain engagement organically without heavily relying on paid ads. The primary goals were to boost engagement, deepen users' connection to the mascot, and drive traffic back to the app. While the execution was creative and effective, the campaign missed opportunities for direct conversions, such as integrating calls to action and offering promotional incentives tied to the storyline. For earned media, the earned media amplified the campaign further with hashtag RipDuo, trending widely across platforms. This aligned with Duolingo's humorous, meme-driven brand voice. Influencers and celebrities such as Dua Lipa contributed organically, bringing additional credibility and reach. Although earned media cannot be directly controlled, Duolingo effectively fueled it through shareable content and trackable hashtags. And while the campaign was built strong through temporary emotional ties between the brand and consumers, by inviting users to contribute to Duo's resurrection, Duolingo has fostered urgency, community, and high engagement. However, the effects were short-term.
For our campaign creation, we designed the strategy around Northwater's young professional persona. This persona is people ages 30 to 39 and rely heavily on Instagram to find local events, fitness activities, and casual weekend plans around Kent. Our research showed that they value convenience, community, and experiences that are social and active. The campaign's main goals were to increase Run and Brew event attendance and improve Instagram engagement. We wanted the content to meet young professionals where they already are, which is scrolling Instagram during breaks or after work, and to give them reasons to get involved. This campaign works because young professionals respond to short form video, authentic visuals, and incentives tied to activities they already enjoy. Instead of assuming they'd show up, we included incentives such as buy one, get one drink promos for first time Run and Brew attendees, bundle pricing, and Instagram exclusive offers. These help lower the barrier for first time participation. We also organize content into 4 categories, which are community events, lifestyle storytelling, behind the scenes brewing, and user generated content. Each category serves a role in creating awareness, building trust, and encouraging attendance throughout the campaign. This is our 2-week content calendar, and week 1 is all about building awareness and early engagement. We start with an event lineup reel, which sets the tone visually, followed by an interactive story polls to get people responding. We also included behind the scenes brewing clips to show authenticity and a UGC Run and Brew photo to humanize the event. These posts help warm up the audience gradually by giving them information, personality, and community examples before we introduce stronger incentives. In week 2, the content shifts towards conversion and attendance. This includes weekly event announcements, buy one, get one Run and Brew promo, a reel, a staff spotlight, and a weekend Kent Vibes post that features UGC from the running event. This week reinforces value and adds consistent reminders. For post timing, we use internships posting windows, which align with the midday scrolling habits for young professionals. Our overall strategy mixes community events, lifestyle content, behind the scenes posts, and UGC to keep the feed balanced while encouraging attendance and interaction. For our customer journey, we start with awareness, where we use high visibility reels and a simple follow incentives to grab attention quickly. Then we move into interest, which includes stories, polls, and behind the scenes brewing content. These post types let people explore the brand in a low pressure way while building curiosity. Purchase focused posts include the BOGO promo, clear event information, RSVP reminders, and countdowns. These visuals and prompts help to reduce hesitation and give young professionals specific reasons to attend. For the loyalty stage, we utilize UGC posts, a punch card concept, and weekly recaps. These help keep people connected to the brand and recognized for participating, which is something our persona values. Advocacy is where we use giveaways, tag a friend posts, and community shoutouts. These posts encourage customers to share their own experiences, which help the brand organically and the campaign. The entire journey is intentional, and every piece of content has a purpose in guiding young professionals from discovering Northwater Brewing to becoming returning customers and promoters of the events of brand and the brand going forward.
This perceptual map shows the position of our company compared to our competitors that we evaluated through this presentation. And based on the average, this is based on the average price of a drink and the frequency of community events held by each company. And with these criteria in mind, this puts our company high on community engagement compared to our competitors and the third lowest on average price.
So here's a flow chart we put together. As you can see at the top, to grab their attention, we wanted to create high visibility reels. Something as simple as, a behind the scenes in the tap room or something along those lines. We also have community event teasers. We can tease community events through our social media to let people know events are coming to Northwater Brewing. And then we also have fall incentives such as a giveaway or something that they can enter to get them fully engaged and really grab their attention to be focused on whatever content that we're posting. Then we move down to information, and you can see we wanted to do this through stories with polls, quizzes, and even question and answer so they can really feel like they're understanding how we do things and feel like they're one with the brand. We wanted to do some behind the scenes brewing content so they can see how we go about our business and how we create the fun environment that they get to enjoy. And then we also have weekly event details and schedules so they can make sure they're up to date on everything that we will be doing for that week. Then we have UGC reposts to build authenticity, and that's going to be just making sure that we create an authentic brand through and through our consumer all the way through our brand. And then we have our action at the bottom there. And what we really want them to do when they look at it is to RSVP, call to action in posts and stories. And then we also want to offer a buy one, get one run and brew promotion. This will basically be if you buy a beer, you'll get one for free if you do the run as well. And then we also came up with the idea to do a punch card loyalty program. This will basically be every time you come in, you can scan your punch card for an event, and it'll kind of tell us how many events you have showed up to. And at a certain amount, you'll be entered to get certain gifts, whether it's a free beer, whether it's a discount, or a T-shirt of some sort. They'll be entered, so it's kind of a fun way to get people to be more engaged and ultimately showing up to a Northwater Brewing. And then we also came up with the idea of a tag a friend event giveaway. This will be an event giveaway that we post on social media, where if they tag a friend, they'll be getting rewarded to put their name in for a giveaway to potentially win a big prize.
And lastly, these are the sample posts that we would be using, and these would be implementing informational posts that would be to promote community events, posts showing the community behind the scenes, and also posts that are appreciating the people that are active in the community.